So by now, a lot of you are probably wishing that I did this video. What is up, guys? It's me, the ALE Double X Prince, here to review AEW Blood and Guts, the entire episode, May 5th, 2021. Cinco de Mayo, everybody. Yeah, this show had a great, great finale and great main event. The rest of the show did a solid job of getting you hyped for some of the things, but is it really the things you want to see? I'll explain later. But I haven't been watching AEW since Revolution because that show was awful. So I said to myself, yeah, I'm not even gonna bother watching AEW no more. But I did check it out. I said, hell, everybody's gonna be talking about it. Might as well be jumping into the bandwagon. But the show starts pretty good with it was Kenny Omega and Michael Nakazawa, or MT Nakazawa, whatever his name is, against John Moxley and Eddie Kingston. Don Callis says that, hey, it's going to be Michael Nakazawa versus John Moxley and Eddie Kingston in a 2-on-1 handicap. John Moxley and Eddie Kingston come out, and then Kenny Omega comes from behind, attacks both of them. And then the match starts, and John Moxley and Eddie Kingston win. And then after the match, the Young Bucks tease a match between these two guys. And I don't like that AEW takes shots at WWE. And one of the things that they said is that the tag team division sucks in WWE, which is true, and that they focus a lot on just two people who uh, two mid card talents or two upper mid card talents or two main eventers and just put them in a tag team when they have nothing else for them. And this is exactly what they were doing. Now with Omega and Hangman Page, there was a story about not breaking the Elite up, and it worked. But now they're doing this with everybody, Jericho and MJF. They're doing it with everybody, and it's really annoying. Now they're doing Moxley and Kingston versus the Young Bucks, which could be a good match, but I don't know. I kind of wish the Young Bucks did their own thing, facing guys like Jurassic Express, the SCU, which is what I believe that what they're gonna do next. They're gonna do SCU versus the Young Bucks, which is awesome. So I just want to see a little bit more develop in each division. Like everybody focus on their own division. And I understand that John Moxley can't really do much. Hell, he's a IWGP US champion, and he'll be defending it next week against Yuji Nagato, which could be a great match, and I can't wait for it. But I personally wish that the tag team division went back to its usual tropes. If anything, people hyped up AEW for its tag team division. Nowadays, it's just kind of like, eh. But we'll see where this goes. Honestly, let's just see where this goes. Cody Rhodes defeated QT Marshall via submission. I thought this was a good match. It wasn't your typical like flippy moves, and it was just a stiff match. And I like that matches do this. So props to both men kick it off. And I'm not the biggest fan of QT Marshall, but they're finally giving me a reason to like his work. He's not great, but I understand what he's doing. I honestly, QT Marshall could go without a faction. I don't know why they're doing a faction. I'm pretty sure at Double or Nothing it's gonna be Cody and Dustin versus QT Marshall and a tag team of his choosing. Britt Baker defeated Julia Hart in a squash match. This was outside of the main event. I like that we had a couple of squash matches. We need matches like this just to tell you, oh shit, this is the headline. This is gonna be the star. And honestly, this is the only match I'm looking forward to at AEW Double or Nothing. So far, this is the only match I care for, and that is Britt Baker versus Hikaru Rashida. I've never been this excited for a women's match since probably Belair and Banks, but even then the story was shit. That's just the honest truth. So yeah, good job on AEW for doing something good with the uh, women's division for once. A fatal four-way tag team eliminator match. To determine the number one contenders for the tag team belts. Again, SCU1, Jurassic Express, the Varsity Blondes, and the Acclaim were good. The Varsity Blondes, I like them being, tribute to late Brian Pillman. If you guys saw Dark Side of the Ring, that is a good documentary. I believe part one is available on Vice on YouTube, but the full interview will be up tomorrow, so that'll be great. And the Acclaimed, um, I'm starting to grow. These guys are growing on me. They're very entertaining, breaking the fourth wall, and you need characters like this just to be different and stand out on their own. So I really like these guys that they're doing something different, and that's something I really like about AEW. If they have absolutely nobody, they will do whatever they can to get them over. The problem is that if they are really bad, like let's say, I keep going back to this guy Luthor or even Michael Nakazawa. They just have them, but they are too scared to fire them because they don't want to look like bad people. And I'm sorry, sometimes you got to be strict to get people going. Christian Cage is going to face Brian Cage. I get it, Battle of the Cages. I understand where they're going with this. I personally would wish to see Christian Cage versus Kenny Omega at Double or Nothing. That gets me excited. Like that's what I thought they were going for. I guess they're gonna save it for All Out, considering that is their version of a WrestleMania. But I would prefer to see this one instead. I would prefer to see Christian Cage and Kenny Omega at Double or Nothing, and then at All Out they could do a different match. Why don't they do Omega versus Kota Ibushi, title for title, winner take all? That will definitely get some draws in. Uh, Bar none, I guarantee you that will get people buying tickets up the fucking haywire. And by then, hopefully, this COVID shit died down and everything could go back to normal. And it takes place in September, All Out. So honestly, they should have done that. Now that I think about it, instead, what it seems that we're doing is going to be Kenny Omega versus Orange Cassidy, which is a good match. But would you really pay that much money for a match that only just got hyped up right now? Keep in mind, Double or Nothing is by the take. It's in May 30th. That's 3 weeks. Can you really build up a match? And next week is a number one contenders match between Pac and Cassidy. So do you really have enough time to hype it up, or you're just focused on you had nothing for these guys, so you just put them together? And even Kenny Omega made some good points, like why would I take this match serious? The only reason why I would take this match serious is if you grow up. And the only logistical option to do next is make Orange Cassidy the world champion, which I would not do because I don't personally think Orange Cassidy is ready or should be a world champion yet, at least. Maybe 5-10 years from now, maybe that's a little harsh. Maybe 5 years from now could be a good time to make him the world champion. But Orange Cassidy should be in the upper mid card division. I don't know why they're trying to push this guy at the top right away. If that's the case, then Darby Allin should be the world champion as of recording. So I don't know why they do this kind of stuff, but whatever. Um, Miro is going to face Darby Allin. Also, earlier in the show, I did not know this, but Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page are in a tag team, and I have shitted on Ethan Page, but I didn't even know about Darby Allin's like history, and Ethan Page had cut a really good promo of like how Darby Allin is only famous because of what I did to him. People forget that I was the one who tore his face up, and it was a good promo. I really liked it because they even own up to the fact that no one really even watched those matches in the Indies because no one gave a shit about the Indies. Now that they're in AEW, they feel like big deal. So I thought that was a great promo from Ethan Page. So good job, Ethan Page. You impressed me for once. And yeah, I think that's everything that I should know. Blood and guts. So I was afraid that this match was gonna be so good to the point that no one would really give a shit about Double or Nothing, and it kind of did feel like that. But I am definitely a little bit intrigued as to what could happen going forward with the Pinnacle and the Inner Circle. I'm pretty sure it's gonna lead to MJF versus Sammy Guevara based on the ending, but the match was great. It started with Sammy and Dax Hardwood, I believe that's his name, the guy from FTR, Scott Dawson, I know him as. Then Sean Spears came in. Then it was Santana. Then it was the other member of FTR, and then it was Ortiz. And dude, Santana and Ortiz could have made great singles competitors, but they're a tag team and they should stay in a tag team for as long as they can. But these guys could really go on their own, like especially Santana. This guy got some moves. This guy could go. He looks like a brawler. The paint was awesome. It was really cool. I also like the attires that both teams wore. The Pinnacle was like white and purple, and then the inner circle kind of had like this prisoner uh county jail vibe, so that was cool. Ward Something I hated about this match, and I think we could all agree that this match should have been commercial free. They should have worked the deal with TNT. Can we make this commercial free? There's no way this match is gonna work without it being commercial free. And then we got because in the when Wardlow came out, I didn't even notice because I was still focused on these damn commercials. I'm sorry, but sometimes you're just gonna have to bite the bone. If you're gonna have a big time match like this on TV, you're going to have to pay enough money to make it. Um, yeah, you're gonna have to pay enough money to freaking make this match commercial free. If we could afford all these contracts for WWE or for AEW stars to compete, then I think we could afford commercial free or fire, like I suggested, fire some of these people because some of them are not worth it. Um, that's just my honest opinion. The stare down with Jake Hager and Wardlow was good. It's probably the best moment of Jake Hager's career. Just that stare down as a pro wrestler, because I don't know his MMA career. I know he's undefeated, so can't really argue about that. But when it was MJF and Chris Jericho, they had a cool stare down with all 5 and 5, and I knew it was gonna be cliche as hell, but I liked it simply because while we had the Pinnacle on this side of the first ring, and then the second ring, the inner circle was here. I like that it wasn't typical, like just them brawling in the middle, because we already saw that in War Games with it was the Undisputed Era versus Ricochet, Pete Dunne, and the War Raiders, where it was just them staring down at each other right here. But here they were further apart, so when they chase each other, it was more oh shit. And one of my favorite part was, instead of like the typical just pause and start brawling, Sammy Guevara jumped onto Sean Spears. There's a part where Sean Spears tries to escape, but then Chris Jericho like holds him into like a submission, which honestly that should have been the end of the match. If you think about it, that is very fucking dangerous. Um, and then during the second commercial break, I guess Tully Blanchard attacked one of the refs, and this is from what I saw. He attacked the ref and then opened the cage. MJF escaping. I don't know. I've never seen a classic War Games match, but I believe that should be the finale. Like if you're escaping the cage, that's surrendering. I don't get it. Um, I guess the rules change for AEW, but fine. I guess. I gotta stop looking at it as a classic War Games match or even an NXT War Games match. I'm looking at this as blood and guts because that's what it is. But it was just weird seeing that. But then Chris Jericho climbs the cage. He has the walls of Jericho. MJF low blows him somehow, and then MJF promises that he will throw Chris Jericho through the entrance ramp, and then unless they surrender, Sammy Guevara surrenders, and I was like, he's still gonna throw him, and sure enough, that's what happens. MJF throws Chris Jericho, and he falls, and I thought it was just gonna be it, and then there was a bunch of blankets and pillows and stuff like that. Remember when Shane McMahon jumped on or tried to jump from the top of the cell on top of the Undertaker, but missed and hit the table, and there was a big ass noticeable pillow? This one was way more noticeable than that. This was a good. Honestly, this was a great match. Probably the best AEW match of the year. Maybe not the best match of the year. That would probably go to Jay White and Kota Ibushi from New Japan Pro Wrestling. or Reigns, Bryan, and Edge. But this was damn near close, I guess. This was really good. I really enjoyed it. Oh, and NXT's Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. That's another contender for match of the year. But yeah, this was a good showing. I thought it did a good job. I really enjoyed it. I think that's my work. But yeah, I really thought this was great. If you want, you could just watch the Blood and Guts match. Everything else was just hype for Double or Nothing, which it some stuff worked, some stuff didn't. I wish we've gotten certain things instead. Like I said, I wish we got an Omega and Cage instead of Brian and Christian. Um, I guess we're getting Ethan Page versus Darby Allin. What happened to Lance Archer? I've suggested that this guy should have been fighting for the TNT Championship. That would have been interesting. A bigger dude that Darby Allin has to go up against. That would be a very interesting story. But fine, I'll check out Double or Nothing for sure. But yeah, so far, like maybe they'll prove me wrong and they'll give us a kick-ass show. But I don't know. They've let me down with the Revolution. The only truly phenomenal show I could say was great about AEW was Full Gear 2020 with FTR and the Bucks, Kingston and Moxley, Omega and Page. What else was on that show? Oh, Cody and Darby, which was uh personally like my favorite match, not the match of the night, but my favorite match ever in AEW. That was great. So I'm looking forward to see some of the stuff that AEW is going for. But they really need to work on getting me invested into stuff that we all want to see. Uh so I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but anyways, what is your guys' thoughts on Blood and Guts? Did you guys see it? Comment down below your thoughts. It's me, the ALE Double X Prince, and until then, I'm out.